hope y'all week was just as amazing as y'all are. I hope it was. Well, beautiful people, kings and queens, let's get into what we here for, y'all. Real talk. I'm doing something that I ain't done in a while. Been some months. But y'all know I like the Raven Wolf. So I'm actually going there and read something from it because, you know, on this journey, as God has helped me, along with therapy, staying connected with God, coming into self, loving self, and appreciating self, and falling in love with self, I go back to look at how far I came, how God brought me over yonder, as we say, back in the day in my hometown, NOLA, New Orleans, Louisiana, for those that don't know what NOLA stands for. But the elders used to be like, over yonder. Say, someday we go over yonder. And y'all, on this healing journey, you know when you gone over yonder. Because now you understand the spiritual realm from the physical 3D realm, which is what we're in now, which is earth. And I'm not going to give you too much. I allow God to give me what he want me to say at the times he want me to say. I don't say nothing without his consent, his permission. I no longer do it Sean Way. Sean Way got me in trouble all this time. But anywho, let's get into what we're here for today. So let me get my little reading glasses on and get to reading here. Because them 10 minutes going to be here quick. There were so many times the hurt threatened to tear her apart. Truthfully, she couldn't tell you how she survived those days, when the weight of the world pushed her down and everything that could go wrong did. Struggling, fighting, and trying to find her strength, she often stopped, closed her eyes, and breathed in deeply. Not because it solved anything, but because she needed a moment to recollect herself before she kept going. Those are the moments that she became more and began to discover how strong she really was. And it surprised her almost every time. She didn't realize her own fortitude until she had to find a way to battle through the struggles. She understood why they say you discover how strong you are when being strong is her only option. Because that's what she did, and who she became in the fires of life that tried to consume her. But she wasn't going out like that, and she never would. She swallowed the hurt, tucked the pain away, and pulled herself together. In the quiet respites that life allowed along the way, she let go of the emotions that would tear her apart. And with bravery, she used that as her fuel for becoming stronger. Forgive the ones that hurt her and make peace with it all. It wasn't fast or painless, but it was necessary for her to push through the anguish to find a better version of herself. She learned who deserved to be part of her life and who she had to let go. And though it was crucial for her happiness, it didn't make the pain of goodbyes any less. But she was determined never to let the burdens of yesteryear and the people who once hurt her dictate her own happiness. She forgave them all, even the ones who didn't deserve it. Not for them, but for herself and her peace. She never have all the answer or always knows where she was going. But she did know who she was and what she deserved. And no one would ever be able to take that away from her. By Raven Wolf. The hardest thing she has ever had to do is swallow the hurt, carry the pain, and wait until she found her strength, peace, and forgiveness. Let me share with you right there. Let me take some things from that. I realized how strong I was at a very young age, being 15 on my own. Now, mind you, 15 and just had book sense, I wouldn't have made it out here. Of course, I had to learn the streets too, because being from New Orleans, Louisiana, little poor girl down lower 9, the poorest of the poorest of the poorest, poverty area, you know, either I had to figure it out or the streets would have had me. So I thank God for even being young and how far I got. But I still was lost in life because I didn't love me at a point in time in my life. Now, mind you, I love my kids, figured out how to love because I never received proper love. My dad was a longshoreman, so of course he was always away from home. Now, my dad, mind you, he loved me, but he was gone all the time. Of course, he came home once I left home, but I didn't want to go back home. He quit that job, retired, or however you want to look at it. He walked away from it, and he had years behind his belt. But I didn't know how to properly love me because I walked around with so much hurt, bitterness, hate because of what I went through from being that 5-year-old little girl and that trauma of sexual abuse by 6 males. Now, it took a long time for me to heal that. Actually, in 2022, when God allowed the resurface for me to fully heal that so I can love all of me. Even forgiving the people that caused the hurt. Not even just from that 5 year, all the way up throughout my life. Because I was always that one that trying to make everybody else happy and thinking they'll make me happy. Here's what I learned. Nobody can make you happy but you. Nobody can give you joy and peace but you. We have to have boundaries. We have to stop allowing people to walk all over us. We got to stop being bitter and mad at people for what they did to us. We can't expect everybody to be us. Okay? When you're an empath and you love throughout being hurt, because that's all you knew was hurt, you have to learn to stop accepting that behavior. That's not what God intended for you. That's not what your life was designed and created for. Okay? Forgive those that hurt you. You cannot get everything God has for you when you have that bitterness, that hate, and holding that up against them. Forgive them and understand. God will take care of every last person. You no longer have to fight your battles. Trust me, you don't. The word tells us, vengeance is mine, said the Lord. However you want to look at it, karma, the seeds we plant, but it's vengeance. God is saying in his word, oh, I'm going to take care of them, my child, for they wrong you. Just like we do with our kids. We don't play about our kids. God don't play about us. That's why it's our job to forgive them. Now notice I didn't say forget. Because you heard the saying, first time, shame on them. Second time, shame on you. Because you can't allow people, because you say, I forgive them, I'm going to forget about it, and then they come back and do the same thing. No, ma'am. No, sir. You are to be treated with respect. You give love, and love's supposed to be reciprocated, not hurt. We have to learn a difference from hurt and love. And look like we ain't gonna have enough time to go on, because my camera lady's saying it's time up. So let me go and we'll finish next week. Until next time, beloved. Mwah.